Hey everybody, thank you for coming back. We are back. This is the first episode of the weekend show of the new year. Took some time off for the holidays. I was feeling under the weather a little bit, and then my work schedules, we got this pushed back a day from when it was supposed to come back, but we are back. A lot of stuff has happened, most notably probably the announcement of a Women's Royal Rumble and the confirmation that there will be 30 women in it. Now, there are not that many women on the main roster, so people are going crazy trying to figure out, well, are there going to be NXT call-ups? If there are NXT call-ups, are they going to be full-time, or are they just going to be one-offs? Are divas from the past going to be coming back? Are we going to see Lita or Trish Stratus or Beth Phoenix? How many of these women that we haven't seen in forever are going to come back? And honestly, all these questions are going to have insane answers because they have to pull some tricks out of their ass if they're going to bring 30 women in to do this match. I'm so looking forward to it. Just the other day we had Wrestle Kingdom. If you are not watching New Japan, this is the time to get into it. It is their biggest show of the year. They call it their version of WrestleMania. Well, they don't. Other people call it that. And that is really applicable. They've been doing the January 4th show. It's not, whatever Sunday like WrestleMania is. It is always January 4th. This is Wrestle Kingdom 12, but they've been doing January 4th for decades. They changed the name to Wrestle Kingdom to tie in with a video game they launched and just kept the name going since then. But it's gone through like 3 or 4 different name changes, but it's always January 4th at the Tokyo Dome. It's always a big deal. It's their biggest show of the year. It's one of those where it's like all killer, no filler. It's just every single match, everybody that is on it is trying to get noticed. They're trying to prove their worth to the fans. They're trying to prove their worth to the bookers. They're trying to, if they're indie wrestlers in America, they're trying to get their booking rates up a little bit. And everybody goes out of their way to deliver the best match they can. And even the worst match on the card still ends up being just a damn good match. We had an amazing match between Cody, who I never thought I would have been saying in that context, and Kota Ibushi. They had just a fantastic match. That was originally supposed to be the Ring of Honor Championship match, but Cody lost the belt to Dalton Castle a few weeks back, so it was just a special attraction match. It started to tease a little bit of dissension between Cody and Kenny Omega when Cody started to kind of taunt Kota over his past relationship with Kenny. And that actually came into play the next night on New Year's Dash, which is kind of their equivalent of Raw after Mania, where the Bullet Club was about to beat up Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega stopped them from doing it. Kenny had his own match, the semi-main event against Chris Jericho. Was a fantastic match. Chris Jericho, if he has lost a step in his career at some place, he's so many steps ahead, so many other people that he can afford to and still be ahead. I mean, he's damn good at what he does. But yeah, he's just so far ahead of so many other people that he can reinvent himself so well that even, however many decades in he is, he's still delivering at such a high level. And then the main event, Kazuchika Okada versus Tetsuya Naito. A lot of people assumed that Naito was going to win. That was a dumb assumption. This match could have gone either way. They kind of told the story that Naito could have had the win if he hadn't just gone a little too far. And Okada took advantage of the one mistake he made at the end and kept the belt. These are both fantastic wrestlers, and if you're not watching, you're not going to know the names. The names aren't going to mean much to you, but Okada is genuinely one of the greatest wrestlers in the world, and Naito is damn good, and he is one of the most charismatic wrestlers outside of America. There are not that many Japanese wrestlers that, since I don't speak Japanese, I don't know what they're saying. He does some of his promos in Spanish. My Spanish is not that good. So I don't tend to identify with a lot of Japanese wrestlers, but Naito just has a charisma about him that really transcends. Then Naito actually got attacked the next night by Chris Jericho on New Year's Dash. So now we're left to wonder just how long this New Japan Chris Jericho deal is for, because it sounds like he's there for at least one more tour. Will he be back in America for WrestleMania? Will he do what only AJ Styles has done so far and compete in Wrestle Kingdom and WrestleMania in the same calendar year? We don't know. He could. One thing that got postponed a little bit because of the little layoff we had was Yearend Awards. Now, I'm not going to honor specific matches. I'm not going to do a top 10 match list. I am going to link in the description below my list of matches that through the year blew my mind. They're not in any kind of order other than chronological. There are a couple surprises on there. CZW had a match on their once-in-a-lifetime show that was headlined by Tremont versus Onita, a death match that there was all this controversy because it was supposed to be one-on-one, but it became 3-on-3. Onita apparently didn't get paid enough to do the one-on-one. But anyway, the best match on the undercard was Joey Janella versus Lio Rush. And if you haven't seen the match, you've probably seen the gif of Lio Rush going through the table and standing right back up. That a lot of people hated because that's all they saw. But if you watch the entire match, it belongs on this list. Watch it and you'll see. If you've got high spots, you can watch the entire CZW show, or it is the bonus match on the Officer and a Gentleman that was just released with Joey Janela. So watch it, either of those. I definitely recommend watching the Officer and a Gentleman special. It's a great interview. It's always a great series. But yeah, check that out. And speaking of Joey Janela, he is the first honoree of the Trampionship Wrestling 2017 Yearend Awards. Joey Janela has won the Jeff Jarrett's Career Memorial Award for excellence in the field of country and or western for his performance of Kurt Stallion Has Got a Tiny Ass Dick.
Yeah, baby, Kurt Stallion got a tiny ass dick.
This was actually from that weekend. It was after he did that match. He performed a match in Nashville and said, you know what, I'm just going to sing beforehand, and perform this little taunt of Kurt Stallion. And it was honestly the greatest country song I've heard since Rap is Crap. Our next honoree, earning the the Hollywood Hogan, Before We Knew He Was a Racist award for excellence in being a heel when none of us expected it, goes to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's heel turn has been so much fun, following around Kevin Owens and just excitedly propping him up while still being able to be taken seriously on his own has just been magical. Seeing him just wholeheartedly support Kevin Owens when the entire time that they've been together in WWE, from the first night Kevin Owens debuted in NXT, there's been an animosity there, and anytime Kevin Owens starts to strike up a friendship with somebody else, Sami Zayn is there, trying to sour the friendship. And as a face, it's because he knows what's coming, but now that he is a heel and Kevin Owens is a heel, they can finally be back together as friends, and it is so fun. I love it, and I'm hoping that this really takes Sami to that next level, to that when this story eventually ends, he is able to go on to, if nothing else, the United States Championship. He is a main event level wrestler who has just not connected for whatever reason to hit even the high mid card where he could just play so well. Our next honoree, earning the Jesse the Body Conspiracy Theory Award for excellence in blaming the government for anything and everything, goes to Sid for no-showing AIW wrestling and blaming it on Donald Trump's travel ban. Now, those of you that follow me on Twitter know that I am no fan of Donald Trump. But I can say with the utmost of confidence that his travel ban has nothing to do with Sid no-showing a show in the United States. AIW put the phone call where he tried to explain what was going on up on YouTube. I will drop a link in the description. Listen to it. It is absurd. It's hard to tell how much of his BS he actually believes. Clearly, I believe some of it to be lies. But I'm not sure how much of it. Some of it might actually be him convincing himself it is real. He says it with so much conviction. Our final honoree for this year, earning the Rick the Model Martel Arrogance Award for excellence in the area of personal fragrance. Who can it be but Jeff Cobb? This was the shining silver lining on a shitty ass turd cloud of just a horrible story with Michael Elgin just burning all kinds of bridges by being an awful person. We've gone over the story before of him and the fan and his student, and I don't want to get into that too much, but the best part of it was the Twitter DM exchange that the fan linked of her asking Michael Elgin about how Jeff Cobb smells. And that was what everybody latched onto. There was a little bit that people went on with hanging out with War Machine. War Machine put out a t-shirt from it. But the thing that everybody was so excited about was the idea of smelling Jeff Cobb. And everybody that actually has came to his defense and said he smells wonderful. And it was just the most pleasant, happy ending from this story that anybody could get, when it was just such a awful, awful story pertaining to pretty much every other part of it. So the fact that this guy that got pulled into it through no fault of his own could come out unscathed when he had done nothing wrong and actually come out better for it was just so nice. And fuck Michael Elgin and fuck Sean Orleans while we're at it. Just fuck them. But I want to say to any of the wrestlers that we have honored, if you so desire, shoot me a DM on Twitter with an address I can send these awards to, and I'll send them to you, because I'm just going to print them out on the printer. I put a little bit of work into them, but it's not like I'm going to a trophy store and getting like an actual plaque made up. They're just certificates. But I'll send them to you if you want. But I'm not going to wait with my breath held or anything. Anyway, thank you for coming back and watching this. I hope you'll be with me next week when we're back on our normal schedule. I love you, Trampions. As always, cheers.